guys, Kimber Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage OKC, and we couldn't be more excited than to be bringing you pre-fight interviews for our Rage in the Cage 41 event. It's all going down at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market, October 23rd, and Melanie Lomax, she is making a return to the cage, and for those of you that saw her first performance last month at Kickapoo Casino, I mean, this has made national headlines. I'm going to let you do the honors of telling people what happened in that fight and why people remember that one from you.
All right. Well, I gave her a front kick, which became my nickname for the Spartan now, and knocked her out in 60 seconds flat in the first round. But I knocked her weave off, of all things, for my debut fight. And it was funny because I was so tunnel visioned on just punching her that I didn't even realize it even happened until I got to the back, but it's gone viral.
It has gone viral, and I think the other thing is, you know, it's never happened probably with these referees that we have, and so he picks it up and just throws it over to where the judges are, and I see some of our photographers for Rage in the Cage outside ducking for cover as it was landing. So now that you've had your first fight, and, you know, you were fighting somebody that had experience in the BJJ, and I believe she told me she had been in the cage once. So, you know, you've kind of taken somebody out. How does that build your self-esteem to get back in there?
It builds me up really good, and I'm ready to go again this month, and, you know, just want to have fun with it and make my way to the top.
Well, I couldn't be more excited about that because, you know, I grew up in the pro wrestling world. In fact, I thought that I was going to be a pro wrestler. Imagine that. And my name was going to be Kimmy Coulson. Now the whole world knows that. When you're 8 years old, you know, you come up with these things. And, you know, I had an older brother and a cousin that were wrestlers, and I wanted to compete against them. So, you know, so I love that about you, that you've kind of made your dreams come true and you actually started in the pro wrestling arena. And a lot of people talk about pro wrestling isn't a real sport. It's not, you know, it doesn't really train fighters like MMA. But we saw your kick in that fight. We saw how tough you are. So what do you have to say about those rumors and that stuff going around about pro wrestling?
There's a lot more to pro wrestling than people think, you know. Obviously, you have to land right. You know, there's a big risk of getting injured, too. You know, I've had my share of pulled muscles and stuff. So I'm like, it's another sport, really.
And you have to be in really good shape to be a pro wrestler as well as being an MMA fighter. I mean, you still do your cardio, you still do your training. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you think about that part of it?
Yeah, I do a lot of working out, you know. I hit the gym 3 days a week at least, if not more, just to keep myself in check. So
what made you want to make that jump from pro wrestling to MMA in the first place?
I got to train with my trainer, Ray Martinez, and I just had a lot of fun with it, you know, just learning technique and stuff. And like Ronda Rousey's became my big inspiration from the UFC, and I'm like, I want to follow in her steps and go big with it.
So that's obviously your goal, is to make it to the UFC. And, you know, I think that as females, I would love to say that you have a better chance because there are so few females compared to males in the MMA world. And we've seen from Ronda Rousey how big female fighters are in the MMA. So do you feel like that, you know, even, can you say right now, do you think you have what it takes to be on a UFC card in the future?
I definitely think so. With the only, you know, 4 hours of training 2 days a week, and hopefully getting into a martial arts gym on top of training with my trainer now, I'm really looking at seeing how far my future can go.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I mean, you definitely have made an appearance in a big way in the MMA world, and we are honored that, you know, you got your start here at Rage in the Cage. And I love it when we see somebody that gets their start, and then I can look in the audience you know, a year from then and see where they are now, and they're out in the audience watching all the new fighters making a career of it. And, you know, sometimes they're, you know, UFC fighters and such. So I love that. I'm so excited for you. Let's talk about you. You said that you were going to get into an MMA gym, like a BJJ gym. So what kind of things other than just cage fighting are you looking at doing BJJ tourneys, and what's in your future?
Actually have a tournament my trainer wants me to get into, the American Grappling Federation, in December in Tulsa. So I'm going to do that and hopefully get a couple more going too. Haven't picked out a gym yet other than where I'm at, but I mean, in time we'll see where we go with it. So.
Well, and you live in Tulsa, but that doesn't stop you from bringing a big crew with you to Oklahoma City. Is that right?
Right.
You got to have your fan section, right?
I do.
All right. Well, do you have any last words or anything? Any thank you, shout outs to sponsors or anybody?
Just a big shout out to my trainer for taking the time to train me in the ring when, he doesn't have to, but he's willing to put in the time and effort to help me become a better fighter in the end. My friend Chrissy for being there and supporting me also and being at cage side with me. And then just all the fans that I've made. I'm surprised with the video going viral how many people have liked my page and everything now. So I've had...
Well, I tell you guys, if you do not make it out to Rage in the Cage 41, we are going to send this guy after you. So don't forget, buy your tickets. You can get it from Melanie or any other fighter on the card. You can get your tickets from Ticketstorm.com, any Metro Party Galaxy location, and you better be there. And hey, if you don't have anything else to do this weekend or any time before Halloween, come out and visit Tara on 10th Street Haunted House. I promise you, you're going to be scared. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining us.